Welcome back to the Revival Podcast. Today we're going to be hearing how God has been moving on the mission field. Every week the Revival teams come together and share encouraging stories and news on how God has been working in their ministries. Today we're going to be hearing from one of those cities, so stay tuned because I'm sure it's going to build your faith too.
Hi, everyone. Great to see you. I think if I were to summarize the way that God's building my faith this year, the last 10 months, it's just the way that he plays the long game with our souls. Like, I think I've been able to see it in different countries, in different seasons, in different ministries. Specifically this year, I really got to see people where seeds were planted at one point in their history either result in salvation or some kind of growth spurt or some kind of like returning to him it's been so faith building. Like, and to name a few specific people, like Egor, like I was in Moldova probably 3 years ago, and I remember him as a preteen and last year studying the Bible, and to see that he made it to Jesus this year was so faith building. To see the work that you guys put in Moldova, just watering and pouring in and loving, and that was so faith building to see Egor be saved. And then even the brother who was restored in Croatia that was like met in Ukraine a couple years ago. That was amazing just to see the way God has journeyed with him and waited for him and just been so patient with his soul and then eventually saved him. And then like Nadia Kior here, just being sisters with Luba, who was baptized on the first revive, and then she was studied with last year, but then she became a Christian this year, and just hearing her heart to trust God, to love him, and the way that everybody was used in the years past to make an impact and to ultimately result in her being saved builds my faith so much. And then just getting texts from people back in America, like that I was in the teen ministry with, saying, I just started studying the Bible to get restored, and now my boyfriend's getting studying the Bible, and just seeing like God never gives up on people. He's with them. And like you just as long as we keep walking with God, we'll keep seeing him move. We'll see him restore. And I'm sure those of you who've been around have seen it time and time again. And it keeps me going. It keeps my faith built just to know that like the story's never over. We're here for 10 months, but the seeds that were planted and the work that was done, we might in a couple years look back and be like, oh my gosh, we shared our faith with that girl 3 years ago and she was not open. So yeah, I could keep kind of ranting about that idea, but I just love that God plays the long game with us. He never gives up on us, and it's super encouraging just to see it close up, to get a front row seat at the way God has moved in the last 10 months. And I love you. I miss you guys. Wish you all the best.
God has been building my faith through how he's been building my faith. Just the fact that he has been building my faith is just building my faith. I think it's amazing to see what I came in with, but also the people around me and the people we've been studying the Bible with, and everyone, just to see how it just continues and that God is never finished, and that we can keep just growing in so many aspects and getting opportunities to serve and to love and to have our faith being built.
So I'll close this out for Bulgaria. I think the thing that has built my faith a lot is just the trials that have occurred over the last 10 months. I think trials we naturally look at as like obstacles and things that are, in the moment we're like, why is this happening and what is happening? And I didn't ask for this. Like, I could have had it easier somewhere else. But trials are also where you have the most growth, and where you see God really work and build your faith, and where your trust in God really takes off. And so I think the thing that I've been so grateful for is the trials that we've experienced here in Sofia, on the Revive team, for me personally, just because it's been able to help me wrestle through my faith, and help my faith to get refined by fire and see it grow and see it mature, and be able to, if you will, stand the tests and be able to tell of the victories now and be able to share that even more so. And so that's what's been really building my faith.
Thank you for listening to the Revival Podcast. If you found this episode helpful, then please subscribe and leave a review. Share this episode with someone who you feel could benefit from this. We pray that God will bring a spiritual revival to you, to the church, and to all the nations.